Does Housecall Pro do invoicing? If you are running a home service business, or if you are looking at your life right now, standing on the precipice of retirement, or maybe you are already retired and you are trying to manage a small business or help a family member manage, there's this one question can keep you up at night. Because let me tell you, when you are at this stage of your life, you do not have the time, you do not have the energy, and you absolutely should not have the patience to be chasing down people for money that they owe you. You have worked too hard for too long to spend your precious days playing detective, trying to figure out who paid, who didn't pay, and where your money is. So let's address the core question immediately. Yes, Housecall Pro absolutely does invoicing. In fact, it is one of the foundational pieces of their entire system. But I don't want you to just know if it does it. I want you to understand how it does it and why this matters to your financial security and your ultimate peace of mind. When you are transitioning into retirement, your relationship with time changes. You start to realize that time is your most valuable asset. It is far more valuable than any dollar amount. Yet, so many people who run small contracting businesses, plumbing businesses, electrical shops, or cleaning services spend hours every single weekend sitting at a kitchen table, surrounded by crumpled up paper receipts, typing out individual invoices on an old computer, and then manually emailing them or, heaven forbid, putting a stamp on an envelope and mailing them out. That is a system born out of fear. It is the fear of technology. It is the fear that if you don't do it yourself with your own two hands, it won't be done right. But what is that manual system actually costing you? It is costing you your freedom. It is keeping you chained to an office chair when you should be traveling, spending time with your grandchildren, or just enjoying the fruits of your decades of labor. Here is how the invoicing works in Housecall Pro, and I want you to listen to me closely. The moment your technician or you yourself finishes a job out in the field, you can generate a professional invoice right then and there from a smartphone or a tablet. Takes seconds. It pulls the information directly from the estimate that you already created, so you are not double entering data. You are not typos ing a dollar amount. It is clean, it is accurate, and it is immediate. And then, with one tap of a finger, that invoice is sent directly to the customer via text message or email. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. You are thinking, Susie, my customers are older. They don't like text messages, or they want a physical piece of paper. I understand that fear. But let me tell you what happens when you send a digital invoice through a system like this. The customer receives it, and right there on their screen, there is a big, clear button that says, Pay Now. They can click that button and securely enter their credit card information, or use bank transfers, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Think about the profound shift in your cash flow when you move to a system like this. Instead of waiting days for an invoice to be created, days for it to be mailed, and weeks for a check to arrive in the mail. A check that you then have to physically drive to the bank to deposit. You are getting paid sometimes before your truck has even left the customer's driveway. But Housecall Pro doesn't stop at just creating and sending the invoice. It solves the biggest headache of them all. The collection. What happens when a customer doesn't pay right away? In the old days, you had to remember to look through your books, see who was 30 days past due, and then make that awkward, uncomfortable phone call to ask for money. Nobody likes making those calls. It makes you feel small, and it creates friction with your clients. Housecall Pro has a feature called auto-invoicing and invoice reminders. You can set up a cadence. You can tell the system, if this invoice is unpaid after 7 days, send a polite, automated reminder. If it's still unpaid after 14 days, send another one. The system becomes your accounts receivable department. It does the awkward work for you, consistently, politely, and automatically, while you are out living your life. It removes the emotion from the collection process, and in business, removing negative emotion is how you protect your peace of mind. If you are using accounting software like QuickBooks Online or QuickBooks Desktop, Housecall Pro integrates directly with it. That means when an invoice is created and a payment is made in Housecall Pro, it syncs over to your books. You aren't paying a bookkeeper extra hours at the end of the year to manually reconcile every single transaction, which saves you thousands of dollars that should be staying in your retirement accounts. So, what is your actionable takeaway today? If you are managing a service business and you are still doing invoicing the old-fashioned way because you are comfortable with it, I want you to realize that your comfort is costing you your wealth and your time. I want you to look into a system like Housecall Pro. Test it out. See how creating an invoice in seconds can shift your entire business model from one of constant manual labor to one of streamlined automation. Secure your income, automate your reminders, and stop chasing money that you have already rightfully earned. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.